Greetings and welcome to PinballHelp. Mike here. Work continues on this Bram Stoker's Dracula, this Bally Williams machine. Pulled it off location. It's been beat up quite a bit. A number of the pop bumpers and stuff got all messed up. I'm going to show you what happened. One of the pop bumper assemblies just completely broke itself apart in multiple places. First thing that happened was the upper skirt broke. You can see there's a threaded here and this piece is missing. It literally broke off. So that came loose and this thing stopped working. And then the actual bracket broke. Here's the original bracket. You can see there was a coil stop there and this thing broke off of it. So I had to get an entirely new bracket. So here's our new bracket. And I'm going to rebuild this. Now in a previous video I took apart the upper playfield to be able to access the top because this metal skirt has to be inserted from above. So that's now back in place. I've taken the old assembly out. Now we're going to rebuild it, and I'm going to show you how to rebuild this pop bumper. And this will work with a wide variety of the standard Bally Williams games. The pop bumper assemblies didn't change a whole lot. You'll also see here one of the wires came loose. I will fix that after I put everything back together. But first, let's do this. So let's talk about how this assembly works. The coil sits in here like this, and then there's a spring like that, and it's a front-loaded spring, and it goes into a little coil stop right here. So this sits here like that, and then this goes in this part, and it's not all that easy to put together. So I'm going to show you how to assemble this. So let's take everything apart. This is our little coil stop bracket holder. We have two pieces. We have a bakelite and a metal piece here, and they face in opposite directions like this. And I notice on the other two pop bumpers they're put in different orientations. On one the metal part's on the bottom, on one the metal part's on the top. I went to the manual and looked it up, and the metal part is supposed to be on the upper part facing the top of the playfield, with the bakelite on the lower part. So I'm going to show you how to properly assemble this. So you've got your compression spring and you've got your plunger. So you take your compression spring and your plunger and you just put it on through there. Then you mount the bakelite part and the metal part, and you do them opposite each other like that. So the point is on one side for the bakelite and one side for the metal. And then you should see the holes line up here so that if it's properly oriented. So now you have this. Now you want to put it into this. So what you do is you start in here and orient it this way, pull it down, and there you have it. So your bakelite plate will be on the bottom pointing out. Your metal plate will be pointing in. So that's the proper alignment, and that's the amount of travel that the pop bumpers are going to do. And so that is it set up properly. Okay, so now we feed this into this and get the bracket all situated right there like that. Now what we'll want to do is we'll want to screw in the coil stop holder bracket. I don't know what you call it. It functions as an upper stop as well as the bracket to hold in the coil. And you want to put a little bit of thread lock on these bolts to keep the vibrations from loosening them up. And I've already put a little bit on there, so you want to make sure you do not put it in at an angle like that and screw up the threads. That would be really bad. So it's got to go in nice and straight. When you're doing this one-handed, it can be a pain in the butt. So very important to line it up properly. There we go. Seems to be slightly going off kilter. There we go. Okay. Okay. I don't have it completely tightened down because I want to make sure that everything is nice and smooth. It all lines up good. There it is. So now I will finish tightening this thing in. Okay. So we've got our bracket. Ooh, it's a little bit, oh, yeah, you want to make sure it's not slightly at an angle. So loosen it up a little bit, because this bracket can actually slide. It can slide one way or the other. You want to make sure that it's nice and straight on there, because this thing can be tightened up. There we go. So there's our assembly. Now what we'll do is I will thread it back onto the bracket holder, but first I'm going to go through the thing, so I have to reach up top, which is not particularly easy to do given the fact that this thing is pretty far underneath the playfield. So I gotta thread it through. There we go. Come on, come on. All right, make sure everything's lined up. Okay. I'm one of those days where my manual dexterity is just not where it should be. Come on, fit. I can get one side but not the other. Okay, I'm gonna try something different. Put it into the bracket and then try to feed it through this way. This is not fun to do it on camera. It's going to be kind of tedious, but you can see basically all I got to do now is I got to feed this through the holes, and then we'll be able to tighten everything up, and it'll work well. So I'm not going to take up a whole lot more time, but I'll do that, and then I will I'll put those last little nuts on, and the thing will be all tightened up, and we'll tighten the bracket on, and we'll get this whole thing finished, and we'll be ready with the new pop bumper. So thank you guys for watching. For more, visit pinballhelp.com, and thanks for your support.